Okay, we're back to Black Clover with chapter 320. And I was both right and wrong last week. Right in the fact that Asta did miss, but wrong in the fact that Asta got his horn, Lucifero's horn. It's a clean cut, just right off, easy. But then Lucifero just gets pissed. He roars with all his might, calling Asta scum, and just one-shots him. Face palms him, smashes him into the ground, and then continue just to stomp on him and calling him trash and worthless and magicless and just beating the shit out of Asta till he's just covered in blood. Asta is immediately knocked out of devil form, but he's still clutching his sword like he always does. It doesn't matter how much you beat him down; he'll be holding on to that to his sword forever. So to stop Lucifer from killing Asta, Marilona, Dorothy, and Charlotte all come in and to save Asta. Marilona punches Lucifer with another flame punch, does nothing. Dorothy tries to do her thing again, doesn't affect. And Charlotte grabs Asta with her briars and just yanks him away, throws him as far as she can. It becomes immediately clear to everyone that Asta's anti-magic is the only thing that can hurt Lucifero, so they all decide they gotta protect him, they gotta keep him alive long enough for Asta to recover. Lucifero also realizes this and goes on a fucking rampage, wanting to kill Asta with everything he's got. He smacks Marilona away. He just bodies Dorothy and Charlotte by just weaving through their attacks and just reflecting them away like they're nothing. Like, push them away, he weaves through all their attacks, he smacks them both like he always does. Jack comes in, trying to cut up Lucifero again, claiming that he won't be showed up by a peasant again, like he did with Magna. Lucifero just knocks him away, and Jack's entire body like contorts and bends, like look it was broken in every way just from that one punch. And his sword and his blades, all that are covering his body with his blade magic, is just shattered. They're just shattered to pieces. Lucifero once again does not give a shit about Jack or any of the captains. He's going after Asta. It shows that Nozel catches Asta with his mercury magic after Charlotte tossed him. He declares that this peasant has taught this royal that anyone can fight against an adversary even if they are far superior, and then immediately gets bodied by Lucifero. Like, it just pound his face in. He actually ends up looking a lot like his brother did whenever Noel just crushed him in the tournament to see who would be joining the Royal Knights. So Nozel threw Asta away, obviously, to keep him away from Lucifero. So when Lucifero turns around after just bodying Nozel, there's Mariona, Fagonion, and Salamander all there to give him one giant flame attack all together. Both Fagonion and Mariona declare that right now, Asta is the number one I expect the most of, and they say this together, but then they separate. Obviously, Fagonion is more honorable in what he expects from Asta, which is that he will be a great magic knight, while my more preferred reaction and declaration is from Mariona, which is that Asta will be her prey. Which, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Asta being her number one fight now is definitely true. Asta is without a doubt the strongest in the kingdom. There's no one who can beat Asta, well, other than Lucifero, who is just bodying him. So after their combined attack again, Lucifero once again doesn't give a shit, just smacks Mariona away, and he face palms Flaregorion and just smashes his face into the ground like he did with Asta, and, well, everyone. I mean, Lucifero really likes just face palming people, just to show how much faster and stronger he is than them, and just smashing them into the ground, because he keeps doing that. Seems to be his most common move. He seems to use it more than gravity. That just seems to be... And it's actually really entertaining to watch. Just grab, smash. Like, why waste my gravity when I can literally just face palm people just to show how much superior I am to them? I actually feel bad for Rill after this because he literally says nothing. He just gets his magic ready, and then Lucifero just immediately one-shots him. Like, just bam. He actually throws Fulgurion into Rill. That is how insignificant Rill was in this fight at the moment. Like, it was just... But the thing is, Rill was actually extremely important because he was the one giving everyone a power boost from the last chapter. So without Rill, and who's now unconscious, pretty much everyone is unable to basically move against Lucifero's gravity magic. In fact, the Supreme Devil of the Second Floor even comments on the fact that Rill was the one was the one reason why all of them were able to fight against Lucifero, but in the end, it didn't matter because they were just human, as he says. About the Supreme Devil of the second level, what is his deal? What is his purpose right now? I know he doesn't want to get involved because he fears Lucifero and he doesn't give a shit about the humans. So what is his purpose? Does he want to also torture humans? Does he just want to be entertained by Lucifero? What is his purpose at the moment? That's the thing that I don't understand. Like, what is he going to do? Like, does he... I don't see him as a good guy of any kind, because he seems to be very much... He doesn't care at all. So, is he a devil working for the other Supreme Devil we haven't met, the Timed Devil? And then, is he like an underling of his? So he doesn't care about Lucifero because there's someone else he's going to work for? Is this guy going to become a minor villain later on? Like, I legitimately don't see his purpose in here, other than just being a spectator commenting on how everyone is beneath Lucifero. So Lucifero finally catches up to Asta. We finally get to see what he looks like after he was stomped on and thrown around. And he is just covered in blood and bruises, and I'm pretty sure his bones are broken again, based on the fact that his arms are doing that thing that they did whenever, God, I can't remember his name, the elf, the beast elf who crushed his arms. It's basically how his arms look now. I actually love how dramatic Lucifero gets after this, because there's a small panel where you see him with only his foot, where he actually jumps into the air. He jumps into the air just so he can stomp on Asta's head, crushing it. That is how overly dramatic he's being about having his horn cut off. But seriously, I guess this is, like I commented this in the last chapter, Lucifero basically has never been challenged before, which is crazy because there's supposed to be 3 Supreme Devils, and he's only one of them. But the fact that he is so angry that someone was able to do any harm to him, even if it was just a horn, shows that this is actually something beyond anything he's ever experienced, which means, what is the Time Devil doing? I really would like to know what is going on with him. I mean, the Space Devil is basically just sitting in hell at the moment, unable to do shit. Lucifero is currently crushing everyone on the surface. But then the third Supreme Devil is just, who knows? Come on. And then in a blink of an eye, Asta just disappears, and Lucifero's like, what the hell? And of course, it is Yuno, who declares that for once, now it's Asta who owes him. And there's Yuno and standing there with Mimosa, who is currently about to heal Asta, obviously. And we're probably going to get next chapter, 100% is going to be Yuno versus Lucifero 1-on-1. And then after that, it's going to be a 2-on-1 fight with Asta and Yuno. And I am going to love that. I would prefer it to happen in the next chapter, but it's probably not. Yuno's going to get his time to shine, but then it's going to be a 2-on-1 fight. And that is going to be awesome. Okay, so now that Yuno is back in the story, there's actually something I want to actually talk about him, is that he may not actually be a prince of the Spade Kingdom. Now, he could definitely be, his mother is definitely the queen, but I don't think his father is the king, because when it was mentioned before to the guy who came to Asta not to Yuno, to tell him that he was in fact the prince, he was then later told that Yuno has power over wind, and he was actually surprised about that. Like, that didn't make sense to him. And it is then later revealed that the guy who, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, the guy who told Yuno that he is a prince, that guy's father, the one who saved Yuno, it is revealed in the flashback of Yuno being saved, is that guy had wind abilities. So there's actually a good chance that is actually Yuno's father. I'm just saying that the queen might have cheated on her husband. So, now, Yuno does have, of course, star magic, which is proof that he is of royal blood, but that's because both his parents had celestial magic. So he could just inherit his mom's magic and his father's magic, so he doesn't actually need to be a prince through his father. He could just be related to his mother. But that's just a theory on my part, because the fact that it was even brought up, like the guy was surprised that Yuno had wind magic. Like, wind? Why would he have wind? Then again, it could be the fact that the royalty is meant to have this magic involving the celestial, and so he was confused why he didn't have that when in just having commoner magic. So maybe that is the answer. It could be, or it could be not. I don't know. That's It's more likely that, but I just want to put out there that there's a possibility that Yuno is not a royal of the royal family because, well, of at least his father, because that would mean he doesn't have to stay in the Spade Kingdom because everyone wants him to be king of the Spade Kingdom, but that's not what Yuno wants. Yuno wants to be in from. He is in fact a member of the Clover Kingdom. That is his home. That's his family. That's his birthright. Like, it like Spade Kingdom, being the king of Spade is technically his birthright, but that's not how he feels. So I really do hope he does not become the king of Spade. Like that's just not, it's just not who Yuno is. He is a citizen of the Clover Kingdom, and Asa's brother, and that's where he wants to be, and that's what he should be. Okay, if you like this video and you want more videos on Black Clover and other anime things, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Tell me if what you think, if I did a good job or not, and what I can do better. Appreciate it. Have a good day.